What's goody, fam? It's your favorite Cuzzos D,
And your boy DJ G.
and you are now vibing with
This Drink Is On Me podcast, baby.
Pull Up Niggas. Let's
Pull it up, pull it up.
what we got tonight, man? What we got?
Yo, so tonight is big, right? Cause, well, you know, all of our shit done been big. But tonight I wanted to talk about It's Time.
Oh yeah, that's big. Let's go.
Yes. Okay. I've been thinking a lot about this lately, man. And actually, just shit over weeks. This concept, man.
A long amount of time.
Yeah, a long amount of time about this shit. You know, because there's so much going on. And, you know, we done talked about like energy and all of that. But, man, we need to talk about how you are applying your time, what time you wasting, and why you doing that. You know what I'm saying? What is making you use your time unwisely when shit you want a limited amount of it? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Like once time go, you can't get it back. It's gone. You know what I'm saying? It's gone. It's nothing you can do. You know? And so many people is losing seconds and minutes and hours and days. You know, months and years is going by and they still haven't figured out what I'm supposed to do, how I'm supposed to live, you know, my purpose, nothing, man. They're not even getting close to it. And it's got to be something there, man, that is causing that conflict.
Well, that's
so I wanted to touch on something, man, because I came up with this analogy, right?
all right.
And it's called the BS analogy.
Be it like bullshit.
No, I'm gonna break it down. It's not bullshit. It is bullshit, but it's not bullshit. Okay,
Okay.
You'll see where I'm gonna go with this. All right. Let's say you in a war, right?
Right.
You're in this war, and the planes is flying above you. They're about to drop these bombs down on you. You see a bomb shelter, right?
Okay.
So you quick because you like, hey, that's my safe place. I'm about to run there. I'm high because these bombs about to be dropped on us. We at war. So you run over and you dive in to the bomb shelter, lock yourself in.
Okay.
Right? Now you locked in. Okay? You listen to shit blow up all around you. It's scaring you to death. The earth underneath you is rattling. You know, it's shaking. Like shit about to open up on you. You don't even know if this bomb shelter really gonna keep you safe. But right now, in your mind, this is the place that is my safe haven right now because it was built for this. Right?
Right.
So you're saying to yourself, this was built for me to be safe, for me to live, right? And these bombs are steady dropping. Then after a while, you even start hearing that in your mind because the bombs then stopped, right? Nothing's blowing up. The war has ended. The war has ended. What do?
But the nigga still in the bomb shelter after the fact?
Nigga still in the bomb shelter because ain't nobody that came to tell you to come out. And you can't tell yourself to come out.
Oh, bomb shelter. Okay.
Bomb shelter is the BS.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I picked up on it at the end.
So now you in the bomb shelter. Time is just passing you by. You don't even know that the world had changed. And it was going to change anyway because bombs then blew every fucking thing up. People then built all types of shit around. You know, you kind of like, you know how a time capsule is? They put something in there and then years later down the line, when the time come that they appointed for you to open that time capsule. So you didn't become a time capsule inside this bomb shelter and you don't even know it. It has become a comfort zone for you, you know, because you still feel like this is my safe place. And nobody is coming to tell you it's safe outside.
Okay, so bomb shelter is pretty much your comfort zone that you don't want to break?
It's your comfort zone, but it's also your time.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's also your time, because while you in there, life is going on, and we all got it. All of us done been in that place where we done been in that BS, thinking that was what was going to keep us safe. And we were wasting so much time, so much of our dreams, our hopes, our, just everything, our beliefs has passed us by because we steady stuck in this place. And good or bad, people got to understand that if you spend even too much time on something that was good, it has a possibility of going bad, because God gonna shift your life, and he gonna shift the things around you. Things are subject to change, right? And that brought me to something else. And I don't think a lot of people think of this, man, but this is coming. You know me in scripture, D. You know me in scripture.
All righty.
All right. You got your BC period and your AD period. Correct?
Yep.
Okay. You got in the year of our Lord and before Christ. Right? Now, a lot of people don't understand that something happened that was just, it might have even been bigger than just Jesus being crucified, because it changed time. It made the whole human race say, we gonna call this day one of AD. And it has never happened since that time. Like, the world changed in one instance, where everybody came together and was like, no, we got to change. We got to live anew. I mean, think of the magnitude of that, D. Think of the magnitude of what it would take. Like, right now we got COVID, right? Not even COVID is changing time. It's changing the world, but it's not changing time. It hasn't made everybody come together and say, people still doing dumb shit right now. I mean, it's people, a lot of people doing great things too, but it's still people doing the same dumb shit and expecting for it to go back to the normal, because they're not looking to change, to go into the future. They want the time to be the same when the time ain't the same. You can't even rise up right now to face what's coming in the future, because you're still looking back. You more comfortable with that. You out here protesting, doing all this and doing that, and as me and you discussed, but that's past time. Okay? So when do you step up and say, man, hey, this is a new day. This day one. I need to come up out this BS and start living. Start accomplishing my dreams, become the entrepreneurs that I want to become. Take this time and change my situation. Come out of my comfort zone, even if it's uncomfortable. Because some people be in their comfort zones and them motherfuckers is uncomfortable. You ever notice that, man? That a person is staying in a bad situation. Okay? They'll stay in that bad situation, even though they know it's something good that they could walk into. And they will not do it because, you know what, this is normal for me. And a lot of people is looking for that normal time. They looking for that normal average, as time, that they don't want to change it. They don't want to see something become better, no matter how they feel it should. This is what I know. I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared. I'm afraid to walk in that because I don't know that.
There's a word for that. It's fear, is what you're saying.
Damn, show that now.
It's fear, is the word.
True.
I think that we seeking here. It's the fear of. And sometimes it's not. It ain't just the comfort of. It's the fear of not. If that makes sense. Not knowing, not going, and that's what stagnates a lot of people. That's what keep people in those situations that you say, even though they know they're bad, they don't. The fear of, well, if they get into another situation and it's bad, or they get out the situation and it gets like 10 times worse. For some reason, their mind is programmed at that point to think the worst, right? Mm-hmm. And I ain't gonna front. I know. me personally, the way my mind works at times, I tend to look at, I call it the Doctor Strange effect, because I tend to look at every aspect of what can happen when it comes to a situation.
Right.
I can kind of get the worst, like emotional wise, right? So I can get that out the way, and it just plays in my mind as many times as possible. So if I have to make that choice, I can make it logically and not emotionally, because I didn't already handled the fear part. Like I didn't been through that scenario, but a lot of people mind don't work like that. I always had that type of imagination, so I can. You give me a situation, and then I see it all. Like, nigga, if you died, I didn't seen you die, and I done been to your funeral, and I didn't process that emotion. Well, if it happened, yeah, I still get emotional, but it won't catch me off guard because I already prepared myself for that. A lot of people don't go that route. A lot of people stay in the bomb shelter, as you call it. But another thing with that bomb shelter, it's not something that they're born with. We have to address that bomb shelters are built.
Yes.
And I understand your BS analogy, but it's a mentality. That mentality is the domestication of your mind starts from the time that you are born, right? And it just depending on how you're raised, I guess you can say that's what builds your bomb shelter. I keep it with your analogy. That's what builds your bomb shelter, because if you're raised in an environment where you can grow and flourish, then you don't necessarily have a bomb shelter because your mindset is always open. You know what I'm saying? Because you had that freedom. But then some people ain't raised like that. And it's not necessarily saying that their parents raised them like that. It could be their environment that plays a role on that too, especially when it comes to processing time. For me, time is everything.
Right. Exactly.
There is nothing more important than time.
You best to believe it, bro.
Because it's the only thing that you can't get back.
No,
like you can't get back time.
That's fact.
It doesn't matter. Like right now, we're losing time. I like to tell everybody, from the day that you take your first breath, you start your clock when it comes to time. Right. So you instantly, from the day you start living, you start dying.
You know what, D? I'm glad you brought that up, man. It's several things that you brought up that I love. Okay,
but start dying instantly if you don't realize. I know that's harsh to say, but from
no, it's not hard.
Breath, you got a countdown till you take your.
No, it's not harsh though. Let me tell you. So it's a movie called In Time. Okay, where Justin Timberlake he plays in this movie, and basically from the time they turn 25. The clock starts. They got a timer in their arm.
Yeah, I know.
Right now, this I love this fucking movie. I love it. Yeah, I love the
time.
Yeah.
Like Russian roulette with time.
Yeah. Because motherfucker, look, they in this movie they jack you for your time because damn it, hey, it's important to everybody. This is your way of life. So in the movie, the man gives Justin Timberlake 1,000,000 years. Right, or what they called, what do you call it? A century. So it was like maybe like 100 years. Okay, he gives him his time, and everybody trying to jack his ass up because they like, hey, where you get this much time at in the ghetto? The ghetto ain't got that much time. But ain't that something? Think of what I just said. The ghetto ain't got that much time.
I am thinking because you're saying ghetto, but I know you're saying ghetto.
The ghetto doesn't have that much.
Ghetto. The what nigga ghetto? Getto. You leaving out the H, nigga. Ghetto, motherfucker, ghetto. Keep it with that. All right, so
think of that though. That shit is real. That's how it's working for real.
No, I have thought about that. And I have analogy. Well, not analogy, but I have thoughts on that too, because that brings me back to another point: how time is precious. And time make you do things, but time can also be controlled. Like, okay, yes. For instance, the ghetto is an experiment.
Yes, it is.
By now, the ghetto is an experiment, right?
Yes.
And when we was growing up in Chicago, they gave us a lifespan. What was it, 16 at first, and then it went to 18?
Yeah.
All right, so they gave us, as kids, the lifespan of you ain't going to make it to 16. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So think of that's what I say when it comes back to domestication of the mind in your bomb shelter. All right, so you a kid hearing that you ain't going to live past 16.
That's right.
This ain't from like just kids around you. This is from OGs. It's
Yeah.
old. Like they
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
old, but they telling you your
Yeah.
generation ain't gonna make it to 16. They
That's
like
right.
40, 50, but they telling your ass, oh nigga, you ain't gonna make it 16. So think of what that does to the mind of a kid who was already deprived in poverty, and surrounded by gangs and controlled experiment.
Environment. That's
You
right.
know,
Yeah.
it's actually I'm gonna
It's
take
an
environment out.
experiment.
It's a
I agree.
control
Yeah.
experiment, right?
It's an
It's still
experiment.
going on,
Right.
but now only you starting to see the results of the experiment is gentrification.
Right.
So like I say, you know what I'm saying, the other side of the hand, boy, they understand time is a long game. They ain't worried about the short games, nigga. They play the long game with your
But
ass. Chess.
I gotta say something about them too, though, D, because you the rich is quick.
Oh, nigga, they buy heart
Okay.
quick.
They look, them motherfuckers will jump out of windows and all kinds of shit. Let something in their time get fucked up.
But no, see, that's that bomb. That's their bomb shelter.
That is their bombshell. I'm just saying on the reverse, they got it too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
It just
nigga,
got to get to a certain point.
no,
Like,
they ain't rich side of the hands. Because I know Rockefeller. That nigga
wait,
was nigga had 10 heart transplants. That nigga got so many different hearts in him.
yeah, I
The only
mean,
nigga, that nigga got heart. If you
yeah.
know that nigga had heart. Let me rephrase. He had heart.
Yeah, but you know what we got? We got the Eddie Kane. You ain't gonna be shit, cause I ain't shit.
That's domestication though. Like that's the domestication of your mind, man. That's why I tell everybody read the Four Agreements. It's a great book. I make everybody read. And it talks about the domestication of your mind. You know, it's how when you're raised, you're pretty much raised the same way as you would bring up or you would take care of a pet. You know, it is.
Yeah.
They teach you how to, they potty train you. They teach you wrong from right. They punish you if you do wrong. Like it's, you raised up that way, whether you want to agree with it or not. I get it. It's hard to accept, but that's just how it is from the get go. Because you didn't choose your name. You don't choose your name, and for the majority of your life, you don't really choose what you learn. You just learn from what's around you.
Shit, nowadays, motherfuckers, look.
Now, man, look,
They choosing everything. They choose whether they could be a woman or a man, and you know, I mean, it's crazy, man.
You know what I'm saying? Google whatever you need to do.
Yeah, you can Google whatever you need now. You know,
you can Google YouTube like a parent, and they'll raise you from YouTube. But or Amazon, motherfucker, they'll be there in 2 days to raise you.
But you know what, D? And even in saying that, right? Okay, we talk about the bomb shelter. You know, I use that as the analogy. But then, okay, I also talked about that part in the bomb shelter where nobody is coming to tell you, and you want to be the person. That's why you can't isolate yourself from everybody either, or relationships in your life, because even that works with you having healthier or unhealthy time. You know what I'm saying? That can go both ways, right? Yeah. I told my mom not too long ago, she had asked me a question, you know, basically about just time that over these 8 years with my wife, right? And I was sitting up thinking to myself, you know what? I done grown so much in these 8 years with my wife than I have with any woman I've ever been with. You know, and that was the one thing I could say that was just like written in stone. I have grown so much with her over this time. You know, even the things that we go through, still, you know, it ain't enough to just make us look at it and say, you know what, fuck that. You know, and it is a unhealthy and a healthy, because I've had unhealthy relationships too. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's just like, no, you didn't wasted my motherfucking time. I ain't grew. I ain't done nothing. I remember telling somebody, you know, man, I remember coming out of my first marriage, and what hurt me the most when we was getting divorced was that we didn't have anything together. Okay? And a lot of motherfuckers was like, nigga, what? Nigga, you ain't got nothing. That means she can't get half. Nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know? But for me, I was like, nigga, do you know how much fucking time I wasted only to look and say we ain't have shit? We ain't accomplished nothing?
Boys.
Well, that is the truth now. That's true. But that's the one thing we could say. But everything else was just
nothing, man. That matters.
I mean,
when it ain't meant to. If look, you ain't with the motherfucker, so I'm just and I love all love. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite people. But
Yeah.
if it ain't meant, then shit. What you know what? That wasn't a waste of time. Like I'm gonna put you like this. It wasn't a waste of time because what came out of it was life.
Well, that's a good way to
A
put
waste
it.
of time, nigga, will be your next one. That was a motherfucking waste of time.
You
In
just
mine
might be
too.
right. Yeah, because nothing was accomplished in that shit.
That shit was nigga. That was the most unaccomplished shit. And when you go to heaven and they tell you at the gates and they got the read your life, when they look up at that section, they're gonna be like, so real talk. Keep it a buck with me, Daryl. Keep it a buck with me. I know God.
Oh man.
And so I know when you're lying, I know God. We here with this. That's why I'm at the gate.
You did
that. What was that? What was that? But no, that was because literally nothing came out of that. Like you lost, you gained nothing. Nothing came out of that, right? That's what
you didn't accomplish shit.
there you go. You got the gate. So it's like that. What I would consider that, but the first one, no, you got two beautiful boys, and they're growing up to be two beautiful men.
Yeah.
And they're young men and men now. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm just saying, at that time, that's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? Like
I feel you.
I was young. She was young.
I was young and dumb.
Yeah, we just didn't, and and like you say, that's a phase of time too.
That's just a phase of time.
It's a phase of time too.
I tell you, time is the utmost important factor. Period.
Yes.
There's nothing above time. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Nothing above. They all, and that's why so many sayings, nigga. Time reveals all. Time heals all wounds. In time, you'll get back. Look, time is it's the universal truth. Okay, time is it. Period.
Man, look.
Everything you do in your life revolves around time. Even your job, even as an entrepreneur. Understand a job. If you had a 9 to 5, all a job is, and like just to break it down, period. All a job is you trading your time and energy for money. Now the thing with 9 to 5 for currency, whatever it is for currency. In a relationship, that is you or the other person investing their time and energy for the emotional attachment or whatever your aim is in that relationship.
Right, exactly.
But it's still time. Time is what you pretty much get paid for and get paid in. You see what I'm saying? It's
exactly.
Pretty
much.
Time is what you pay in and it's what you get paid for. So you exchange your time for a dollar bill, for currency, right? And the fucked up thing about 9 to 5 is they look at your ass and like if you really just look at it, like minimum wage. I want everybody or people who work like waiters, like that's why you tip what you gotta, tip big. Get to like people who rolling out to your car and shit. Them niggas make like $2.13 or some shit.
Right, exactly.
Wage.
Right.
They live off their tips, but understand a job like that feels that your time, something that you can't get back.
Right.
Like if you really look at that, how hurtful and disrespectful is that you're a human being and they feel that your time that you're trading in your life, because time is life. Boom.
That's right.
They simultaneous. Just put that together. Time is life.
That's right.
So it's like they feel that your life is worth $2.75 an hour.
That's right.
So to them,
not enough to live off of.
An hour of your life,
right,
is worth $2.75. Right.
That's right.
So a year of your life. Just take several years of your life. Minimum wage $7.35, I think here. So that's how much an hour of your life is worth to these big people that you work for. That's why I say at least try to work for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Try to work for yourself. At least you paying you what you feel you work, because you ain't gonna. That's why I say you ain't gonna never get paid what you feel you worth, because that's your time. Your time is priceless. That's another one. Time priceless. Like
right, exactly.
Time, right. But the shit is real. I'm trying to tell you, like time, and we all fall. And you know what I'm saying, like my wife said earlier. You know what I'm saying? Jay baby said, I was doing something that I got on Facebook and I fell down the rabbit hole. Everybody fall down the rabbit hole.
Oh yeah.
I am epic with like YouTube. Can take up a lot of my motherfucking time.
Shit,
But I
man.
try to stay conscious of it because you get so in it that you're not even conscious of how much time you're wasting
Right,
on certain things.
right.
So like it's a switch that you got to hit in your head, and that's hard to do. Like it takes like being very aware of your time. Like
Yeah,
every minute that you like, if you got to break it down in minutes, nigga, what are you doing? Or at least to start, cut out a section of your day every day where
yeah,
you investing time into you. You feel
yeah,
me? And
yeah.
because everything else you invested your time in, if it ain't giving you nothing, then you're literally losing life. That's why
But
so many young people look so old.
you know what, D? Look, this is the way, and I'm. So I run my house like this, right? And my wife will tell you. When we moved into our home, I told her every room in this house has to have purpose, meaning that you gonna need to spend your time wisely in every room in this house. It just ain't gonna be a room. That's not gonna be, oh, this my baby's room, this the bathroom, this the time that you put in there needs to have some purpose, right? So when we go around doing rooms, we design them for purpose and for time to be spent the way it needs to be spent. Now, if any of that breaks, it throws everything off. Everything. And she'll tell you. I told her that right off. I can't have no rooms in this house that is not purpose, because there's no reason to have it if it don't. Even the garage right now, we turned that into the workout room just like yours, right? Okay. This back room, I done turned that into a full-blown studio. Everything
Okay,
got to have
I
some
get it.
kind of
It's
purpose.
the room in there. Okay, I get it. You ain't talking
Yeah, yeah,
about
yeah.
the people in there. You talking about the rooms that's
Yeah, everything, okay, is dealing with your time. And not just bodies, but even the places that you walk into.
that's facts.
That's fact. Okay. When you go to work and you clock in, you hit the clock. That's not really a person. Okay. That's something controlling your time. You get a time card.
And they still
That's
fuck it up.
something, right? And it still will fuck it up, but it's controlling your time too. So you can't just look at your time as being something involving bodies. Okay. Because it's bigger than that. It's even bigger than that, man.
Yeah, it's everything. Like I said,
Yeah.
time is everything, bro.
Yeah, man, it is. So you got to get to a place, man, where you asking yourself the questions. What am I gonna do with my time today? What of my purpose am I gonna get out of it? You know what I'm saying? What people I need to get out of my life,
There we go.
okay, to stop fucking with my time. Okay,
Bruh.
they using up my time, and I
Mentor,
ain't got that.
my mentor, hip hop legend, not legend, but they call him the hip hop prophet. Everybody should know him. E.T. Eric
Yes,
Thomas.
sir. Yes, sir.
That's my guy.
Yes, sir.
The man's the truth, and he got like videos. Of course, he got many videos, but one like series in particular is called The Prescription that I have everybody listen to, and he talks about how you got to cut off shit that's like draining your energy and taking your time. He said even your friends. He said cut them off, and he was like, well, that probably hurt some of y'all feelings. So I'm like, oh my god, I got to cut off my friends.
Yeah.
He was like,
right.
he was like, so put them somewhere else. You like place them somewhere else. Stop taking your time. He's like, because now, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, he didn't say motherfuckers. He don't do that. He'd be like, if they call me, I'll be like, hey, yo, that's going to cost you about 20 G's. If you want me to do that, it's like, because if I'm going to come out there and do that, it's going to cost you 20 G's because I'm giving you this and I need something in return. And like, people don't understand. Everything can drain your time. Energy, time, life, all these things that you hear, and they all go like pretty much hand in hand. It's like the trifecta. You know what I'm saying? Energy and time equals life, longer life or shorter life.
Right.
But it's like that. You want an equation, like I'm the mathematical genius, Albert Einstein.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus time equals longer life or shorter life. It just depends, and that's just facts. You know what I'm saying? It's other things that play, a role in it. Like I was saying, experiments that's been going on forever with our community, our culture, and that sucks because, like, I would say I'm blessed to have lived in the city and in the country, right?
Right. Exactly.
So, monumental thing that happened in the country. Everybody know what it is. Mississippi finally got some people in office who had the motherfucking gumption to get rid of the goddamn Confederate flag.
It's time. It's time. Past time for that shit.
Now look at first they were the last motherfuckers to abolish slavery. Now they finally the last motherfuckers to get rid of the goddamn flag.
Man.
But, that is monumental. Like, it's times that took too fucking much. That took too much time. You know what I'm saying? To do that.
Man, what you say?
That took too much motherfucking time. Like, and that's why it's monumental. But see, that's a whole nother topic. But that, out of everything else that's been going on, that's one thing I can say that I'm very, very, very proud of. Now, all this other shit that they doing to distract you in these times is getting on my nerves. Like, now they trying to do shit that's seen in Negro National Anthem at the beginning of football games, and they fucking took the white dude, said he ain't gonna be the voice of Cleveland Brown on the cartoon and all this. I'm like, nigga, what is all of that? Look,
Right.
nigga, we didn't ask you motherfuckers for that. We asked you for equality and to stop killing us. Y'all motherfuckers getting us everything that we ain't asked for. What is that? Like, I don't give a fuck if you Cleveland Brown, nigga. What does that have to do with this nigga killing? Boy, if you don't get the fuck out of my face.
Right. See, that's a waste of time.
That's a waste of time. See, that's symbolic. The flag, that is beautiful, right?
Yes, it is.
But like my man Malcolm X said, you know what I'm saying? They'll give you all the symbolic things to distract you from the quality factor of it, right? Like, they're going to give you that, but they still, this is my thing. They still sending out threats. Like, they got rid of the flag, but if something happens to any of my people in Mississippi during this weekend, it's like, all right, so y'all done got rid of the flag.
Right.
But y'all still hanging niggas? It's like, come on, you know what I'm saying? Bruh. Like,
man, look, you can get rid of all of that shit, but that still ain't going to get rid of what's in the human. You know what I'm saying? What's in that being. You know, that flag is still in them.
You got to
like, it has to go deeper.
Cut the head off the snake.
Right, you really do. I mean, it's like, for instance, man, you know, I would think I sent something to you. Okay, you know, we talk about the 400 plus years that we was in slavery here, but a lot of people don't look at, you know what I'm saying, what was going on before we crossed over the Atlantic here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't look at, man, like, they got a slave castle in Ghana, right? Okay, now listen to this shit. Okay, they got a slave castle in Ghana. Okay, well, it didn't start off that way. It started off with them trading, like, you know, myrrh and all types of shit out of there, like, product. But then we became product, okay, and it became the avenue and the doorway for slaves to get on the boats. Now, mind you, we was already being tortured. They was killing us and everything. They actually had the men and the women separated, you know what I'm saying, from each other. And they put us in these small ass little cells where you could hardly breathe, you know, all kinds of shit, man. I was watching one of the guys who went over there, and he said he could still smell like the women's menstrual, you know what I'm saying, cycles on the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking kidding me.
No, I'm serious. So check this out. But on top of that, right, the actual castle itself was a church. So they killing us below the church, right? Then they got a church on the top where they worshiping Jesus, like Christians was worshiping Jesus and all of that on top of us while we were down below being tortured and killed. Then they had a doorway that was called the door of no return. Once you pass through that, that was when they put you on the ships to come across the Atlantic. So we say 400 years, but really, no, it's been way longer than that. Way longer.
You
Now,
think that 10 cents a month was what's funny?
it's a possibility. But you know, really, they had fake money called Manila. You ever heard of that? The Manilas, they were shaped like a horseshoe, and they used that to, you know what I'm saying, trade up us. They even hired, you know what I'm saying, some of our people to get them, because you see, they ain't going to Africa like that. They stay right there on that motherfucking coast. They ain't going to Africa because they know if they went in there with that shit, it was gonna be all out war. Okay, I promise you.
Drive-by.
Right, exactly. You wasn't gonna see that shit over there with them. Okay, it's not happening. So the white man had to come up on the coastline, and that was as far as that was gonna go. But he was smart enough to think, I'm gonna hire some of their people to get their people.
That was a sticky situation. It's a little bit more behind that, but I feel
it probably is. But still, that did happen.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? It happened. Yeah. Still, in all, our people too did do some of the same shit we do now.
Shit, nigga, yeah, let's inform. Look, ain't shit changed, it's another name.
No, look, ain't nothing.
That's what you call nowadays. You would call that an informant. You take the nigga off the street.
Hey, Black Panthers.
And he motherfucking snitches on niggas while still being in the street.
We got the snitchy nigga. We always done had the snitchy nigga. You know what I'm saying?
As my man Dame Dash said, that's the chatty patty. You're chatty patty. I don't like you. You're chatty patty.
Yeah, we always done had that snitchy ass nigga. You know, and it is what it is. But I just want people to think that the time, since we talking about time, goes even further back than 400 years here.
Well, man, look, like they say, time is the best teacher.
Oh, shit, yes.
It's a billion fucking life and time is the best teachers, right? That's why you always hear the the OGs, they be like, well, you know what, just keep on living.
Bro, look, you ain't seen
young buck.
Bro, you ain't seen no motherfucking wars in Africa. Like, you think about this shit now. You ain't seen them come and penetrate that continent. Okay, it's not, and it will never happen, ever. You know what I mean? They ain't that damn dumb now.
Whole nother topic. Not going there with that because we're holding another topic. We're gonna stick with time. We ain't got.
I'm just saying that, you know, it ain't gonna happen. Mother Africa ain't having that shit. It will never be a time. Okay, that shit happens.
Hey man, I'm gonna keep it going on some. Let's see.
Please, brother, please.
On time. That's a whole nother.
Yeah, we are on time.
I'm bringing my niggas on here, and we got a whole discussion. And it'll be a beautiful thing. I got like 300, 400, 500 of them that would love to have that discussion. That's why
I know. I got them too, baby.
Come mid-July. Time, look, time is everything. I don't even know how to express that. If you gonna invest your time, though, start investing at least some time in yourself and you.
Yeah, agreed.
Because you can't get it back. Like, I don't want to waste a minute. And when I wake up, if I sleep too late, I'm pissed off because I'm like, damn, I could have woke up and did some shit.
Yeah, that's true. I be thinking that shit all the time when I'm on the job. Like, damn, I could be really doing something worth.
I don't never do that on the job because when I'm at the job, I'm like, well, shit, I do what I need to do.
I do, man. I
do it. But see, that's what I said. You gotta make your job work for you and don't work for the job. I told you, the most energy you need is what you need. Invest that into your job, get it done, and then start working on your shit.
You know what, lately, bro, since we've been doing all, and you know what, I'm going to say this to the people out there that's listening. You know, I done heard a lot of people complaining with this whole COVID deal going on. And I feel like a lot of them spending all that time complaining, you wasting your motherfucking time too. Okay. Right now, me and my brother started this podcast during this time. And we in two separate places. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that you can't do something, because you can, and you can be productive, you know. But instead of sitting around, these are the same people, man, that I promise you was sitting up crying about, oh Lord, I don't want to be at work. Now they at home and they like, oh Lord, I don't want to be at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wasting so much motherfucking time and energy on nothing when you could be doing something productive right now. Find what productive things you can do instead of sitting around wasting your time complaining all the damn time. You know, like it's too much, man, out here right now. People ain't even thinking, man, it's the best time to become an entrepreneur. This is the best time. Shit is changing all around, man. I could really make me a business right now. They ain't even thinking about it. All these opportunities, man, that's out here, they ain't even looking at them because you still caught in that old shit. You know, you don't want the old shit to change. That just became so great for you. All these conveniences and this. I remember Granddad, man. He told me about a day like this coming when we was out hunting. He said, "What would you do if you couldn't go to the grocery store? Okay, if you didn't have the conveniences, okay, that you have right now, how would you survive?" And I'm so glad, man, that he asked that question, because before that, I had never thought about it. And everything was just convenient. Even the hardest shit is still a convenience nowadays. It never was like it was back in his time.
No,
where they had where they had to really, you know what I'm saying, make shit happen, you know, and really use their time. And I mean, back then, every bit of your time, you know, had to be used right, or else, cause shit, they was walking miles and shit to get to certain places. You know, I mean, look, you couldn't fuck around with your time because you missed something, then you missed.
Nigga, I know.
Okay. Nowadays, we miss some shit, we can record it. Or we miss some shit, we can Google it. But if they miss some shit, it was gone. You get what I'm saying?
Well, look, just to give a little bit of insight, our granddad was ancient. So, yeah.
That was a motherfucker, though.
That nigga was old red was old. So, yeah.
That's my nigga, though.
That nigga walk gravel, red dirt, gravel roads with no shoes.
You're damn right.
And some overalls.
That's some motherfucking overalls, nigga.
That nigga had it made.
Yeah.
That's how you laugh.
Hell yeah.
They did have back in them days, spades. That motherfucker.
Yeah.
I think spades somewhere in the Bible. If you read the Bible, you'll find a fire spade game somewhere.
Damn right. It might have been called something else.
Right, at that Last Supper, there was a spade game going on somewhere. In that
that's probably why Judas took that 30 pieces of silver. Shit, I gotta make my game happen.
Is the reniggereth. This reniggereth from Nazareth.
Oh, damn, man.
I shall not have this. How many shackles can I get? Like, Judas, why'd you do it? Because he reniggereth on the card of game.
This motherfucker made us lose the game.
He had in his hand, behold, of a heart, and he threw out the club.
Oh, man. You know how...
the girl of the reneggereth from Nazareth threw out a club.
Oh,
I
man.
was appalled. I was appalled to do what I did.
Look, then he noticed he had the winning hand. He was Trump tight.
He was like, yo, man, I had the big joke. I had the big joke. I just, shit happens, man. You know, it's spades.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, spade go back in time. Spades is time. Your ass want to learn how to survive, play a game of spade with an old head. You going to learn quick how fast time fly or how long.
You better believe it, baby.
Nigga. And that's another thing. People don't understand, nigga. Time is different. Like, I can take a minute of your time and waste it, and you be like, this is some bullshit. Right. Or you can go through a process. I'll put it to you like this. I'm not a knight, but all them knights out there, they understand what I'm saying, because I do know about the 5 minutes of funk.
Mm-hmm.
But I can waste your time for 5 minutes. You be like, fuck this shit. And it seems like so quick, but you feel like it's a waste of time. Or you can go through some shit that's 5 minutes of oh my god, and that shit seems like forever, right?
Right.
Or you could be at the work, or you could be at your job, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
having a good day, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. 5 minutes go by so fast, you're like, damn, that went by quick. Or you could be at the job and wish you wasn't there, and 5 minutes feel like 5 days. You be like, man, god damn.
Man, D, look, the hour 2 o'clock on my job, that's that motherfucking staller there, boy. Look,
It's still too.
I be telling my boy Steve, look, we need to set these motherfucking clocks back up here.
Like literally, I have been at a job like before the switch. I'd be at my job just clocked in, nigga. 10 minutes. I'm like, damn, it's still. I've been 2 hours, man. Damn, what the fuck is this shit, man?
But you know, D, something you stated earlier too, man, about how time heals all wounds. That's the truth. That is the truth, man. I promise you, bro. I done been in some relationships, and you know, but man, it has been like at that time the most excruciating, most painful thing ever, right?
Yeah.
And then
all those
5-6 years later, I don't even remember what the what the fuck it felt like. You know what I'm saying? It's like what?
Like I was what?
Yeah.
Then you do it. What the fuck you doing now? And that damn granddad mixed with Kawhi Leonard.
Oh man.
Like, nigga, you gotta laugh at that shit. But see, that's all it is. Like when you going through it, that's the best thing. When you going through it, you don't see it. But when you get out of it, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah. What the fuck?
You done been through some storms in time, right? You in your lifespan in time, you done been through some shit that you just knew you were gonna take you out, but then now you looking back at it. So understand what you going through. You just going through. As long as you keep going, you straight. But if you stay in it, then you in it. Get the fuck out of it. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of it. Make it through it. And that happens with time. I ain't gonna lie. But you have to realize, first of all, you have to be conscious of your time. That's what a lot of people are not doing. They're not conscious of their time, so they don't know how much time they're wasting. You know what I'm saying? They don't know if they're wasting time. They don't know if they're properly using time. They don't give a fuck. They just wake up and they just go. Ain't no plan. It's just free spirit living, and whatever happens, happens. And that's a good way. If that works for you,
right?
Cool. You know what I'm saying? But if that doesn't work for you and you feel like you just life ain't clicking, then you need to sit down and really like map out what the fuck you doing with your time. I guarantee if you sit there and consciously see what you're doing with your time, you can eliminate shit. For instance, people always used to tell me that, well, I hate the word all. People frequently told me that they didn't have the time, full-timers mentality. Like, you don't have the time to do stuff. Like you like, man, start your business. Well, I ain't got the time to do that. Oh man, I want to get right, I want to get healthy, but I ain't got the time for all that. You'll be amazed that if you tell a motherfucker tell you that if you tell them to sit down and be like, all right, I tell you what, write down your time, minute by minute, what you're doing.
Right. And they have more than enough time.
Man, you have so much motherfucking time. It don't make
right, man.
It literally makes no sense how much time you literally waste.
Right. You waste a lot of time.
It depends because now I ain't gonna lie, social media, if you're going through social media for hours, you wasting time.
Oh, you wasting time.
You can get into a Netflix show and that can be beneficial on the personal level of your health because it helps you to release stress.
Agreed.
So that can happen. You can get on YouTube and watch certain things that can help you release stress. That can happen. But if you're on YouTube for 8 motherfucking hours,
right, you wasting time. You know what, bro? Let me say something. Scripture says it best, right? And I'm gonna bring this one tonight. This read from Ecclesiastes 3, okay? Because it talks about nothing but time. It says, "There's a time for everything, and a season for every activity under heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to uproot. A time to kill, and a time to heal. A time to tear down, and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them, a time to embrace and a time to refrain, a time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, and a time for war and a time for peace. Man, did it not hit everything? Think of that shit, man.
Actually, what I want people to understand right now is that was straight off the top of the dome. That nigga did not read that. So, y'all, I just want to give that nigga his just due and his the man just saying, that's a lot. It's a time to give just due. And
it's the time, like right now, man. We didn't had our time, right? Where we didn't
get it off all straight, no breath. He did not read that. That was not a teleprompter.
I just say, bro, think of that, man. Think of that shit, right? Everything that we talking about. It's a time to embrace, a time to refrain. Scatter stones and gather them. You know what I'm saying? To tear down and to build. Like everything that you feel it's not saying any of it is wrong. It's a time to kill and a time to heal. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not isolating nothing. It is a time for all of it. Okay?
Yeah, time is the most important thing.
That's let you know from scripture. Okay, that
the Lord said that.
The Lord said it is a time for all of it. Okay? So when you wondering, man, why this is happening? Because it's that time. Because it's that time. But then you got that time where you got to come out of the BS, the bomb shelter, the bullshit. It's a time. We didn't been in that season where, you know, hey, we didn't farm this, we didn't lay our seeds, right? But then there's a time where, hey, we got to water it. And then there's a time where the sun just got to do his thing. And then there's a time where, hey, we got to come and gather what it is we didn't already, our crop. There's a time for everything up under the sun. Everything.
Including us.
Including us. You know? So if you
grab your wrist, and I'm going to take your time, nigga, because I ain't going. Russian roulette that ass quick. Your time, nigga. Jack that nigga for 50 years. I'm good.
Hey, man, that's a good movie, though. That is a good. Look, tonight's movie, we recommend if you ain't seen In Time, y'all really need to see that movie and, hey, really go in. Like, don't just watch it. Understand the big picture because it is a big picture to that movie. And wouldn't it be something if that shit, I mean, really, it happens that way. You just can't see the time like you saw it on there in your arm. But really, people is stealing your time, wasting your time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really, they are. You know, that's real life. It really wasn't nothing that wasn't really fact about that movie if you looked at it in more depth. It's just that, you know, it had the effects, you know, but other than that, man, it explained it to the T. I love it. Well, and I recommend it.
On that full circle, I'm just going, I guess we're going to wrap it up, but I will say this. I'm going to end it with, it's your life, your purpose, your time. Make the choice to take it back and make it count, God damn it. And on that note, we're going to do the old bird salute.
Old bird salute.
Up to it, down to it. Fuck those who don't do it. We do it because we used to it. Drink, motherfucker, drinking. On that note, we will catch y'all next week.
Next week.
Make sure y'all tune in 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m.
Central.
You know what I'm saying? Go check out Living Sacrifice. Is that it.com?
LivingSacrificeCo.com.
Co.com, boy. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Go to IStayDope.com.
Check it out. DreamBeats.com, baby. Dreambeat Records.
And on that, y'all stay safe, be blessed, stay focused, stay disciplined, and stay dope.
Stay dope.